just all the love. Time to start the show. 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 Time to start the show.
Hey. Oh.
What?
Oh. What?
What?
Yeah. Oh. This is how we start our first epi.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We can't be
Yeah.
running out of
It's something like that.
original ideas
that's
this
just-
quickly, right?
That's just what happens when you live together, I think. You repeat some shit.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just how it be, you know?
That's how the cookie crumbles, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it does.
Yeah.
The crookie does crumble
The
that
crookie,
way.
that goddamn crooked cookie.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You won't stop talking about those cookies who are up to no good.
Full of trans fats, you know,
Nobody wants that.
and cocaine.
Oh, lots of cocaine.
Cocaine cookies.
Cocaine cookies get you going for the day.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
Hey.
great. Hey, what's up?
just a couple of thoughts.
Yeah, I love that every time.
Yeah. Hey, baby, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Woo!
all right.
You know, I'm sitting here. It's almost 8 p.m. And I'm having
Eastern Standard Time.
have a little cup of coffee here.
Yep. Kofi.
Oh, that's gonna be great for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Get all the sounds in
Yeah, I'm
there.
just gonna I did not think about the slurping.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people might like it. Some people might enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting here with my coffee. It's my Great Smoky Mountains mug. Very applicable for this occasion. It's a big silhouette of a bear, and it says "barely awake."
Yeah.
And the bear barely is spelled like the animal.
Yeah. I
You
got
know?
it.
Isn't that great?
Very clever.
This might be one of my favorite mugs.
Yeah. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because of, I like a pun,
You do.
like a good pun,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Also, that is my mug.
Oh, is this your mug?
Yeah. I wasn't going to tell you, but also I had every intention of telling you.
Yeah. We have matching mugs.
Yeah.
We have a lot of matching mugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
We now exclusively buy matching mugs. If it does not match, don't want it.
Yeah.
Pass.
We have so many mugs. My mom just buys us mugs like every month. Like, hey, I got you guys a new set of matching mugs. I went to this random place for vacation, so here's a couple of mugs to commemorate it. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yep.
Let's do
Hell
it.
yeah, let's do it.
I love mugs.
We need a little more space for them, but always down for a mug.
So this is Sleepy Adam.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
I worked hard.
You did.
I work hard for my money.
That's right. You
Yeah.
sure do.
I work a full-time job.
Yeah, and it's raining too. I feel
It is
like
raining. That's
so
really what it is.
I love the rain. I feel like I can't be the only one who feels this way. When it's a rainy day or a cloudy day, I feel so relieved.
Yeah.
Because when it is a sunny day, I feel so much pressure to be productive and do things.
Yeah.
So if it's a rainy day, I'm like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Which then might make me more productive because I feel less pressure and I'll do more things.
Right. It's just like, oh, I don't need to do stuff. Let's do stuff.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's how you operate also.
100%. If I feel like there's any kind of societal pressure at all to do anything, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. I shy
much.
away from it. Hanging out with people, don't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Unless there was no expectation to hang out, then I'm like, oh, why not? Yeah, sure. Who cares?
Yeah.
I got nothing going on.
I am so extroverted. And I obviously
You're extra.
And I love hanging out with people. I get a lot of energy from interactions, but I will frequently get in like kind of almost a manic state of excitement on occasion if I'm doing things, if I've been super productive, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And as I know a lot of people do this when you're in a really good place and you're like, oh my God, this person I haven't talked to in a while, let's make dinner plans. Let's get something on the calendar.
Yeah.
And almost every time when it comes up, you're just like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I love hanging out with people, but like, I don't want to do that.
So you're saying even as the extrovert,
That's right.
A planned event is really just, doom and gloom.
A little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, not every time, but there is something about, making a plan like at minimum a week in advance.
Yeah.
It feels like it's too far in advance and you don't know how you're going to be. I think the most ideal plan is like 3 to 5 days before.
Okay.
It's enough time. You kind of know where you're at. Sometimes it changes, but if I'm making plans like weeks in advance, I feel like that's who knows what could happen up till that point. Who knows who I will be on that day?
I never do.
Nobody
honestly.
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, it's a sort of a crapshoot of the human experience. You just can't win.
That's right.
Because you plan because it's like you're trying to trick future you into doing stuff. You're like, listen, I know that I'm not going to want to do stuff.
Right.
So I need to plan now while I want to do it.
Yes. And you're excited about it when you plan.
Right.
It's for, in that moment, you're like, oh, hell yeah. I haven't seen this person in so long. Ooh, that sounds fun. You're excited about it.
Yeah.
And not every time, but the majority of the time when it comes up, you're kind of like, I kind of got to get myself going, kind of psych myself out a little bit.
Yeah.
No, that's not what you want to do. Psych yourself out is bad.
Psych yourself up.
Psych yourself up. There
Up
it is.
and out. Not out.
Up and out. Up and out the door, baby.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you got to get going and do stuff. But yeah, frequently I'll just be like, oh God. And I don't have anything better to do. And who does?
Oh.
It's just being at home.
I'll take movies on the couch
Yeah.
every day.
Van Damme.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
I was going to say Seagal.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, yeah. We recently I watched Taken for the first time. You'd seen it already.
No.
You hadn't seen it?
No, I'd never seen Taken.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you had.
Okay. No.
All right. Well, we experienced
I always
that together.
wanted to, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of whatever. I didn't really.
Yeah,
think it was that
I
great.
know. I was
I don't know
like,
what all the hype was about.
so much. And there's like 4 of them, I think.
I think there's 3.
Okay.
It's a trilogy.
A lot.
Yeah.
I feel like, you get started. We get into it and
Yeah.
immediately we're like, this guy loves his daughter, but he really hasn't been there on account of his work. And then he doesn't want her to go abroad. And and he's like reluctantly like, okay. And I mean, within the hour of them landing, just gets into some shit. Like
What a
immediately.
dumb hoe.
Immediately. This dude comes up and he's like, oh, you are new. Let's share a cab. And they're like, okay, stranger. Immediately after her dad was like, can you be safe? And she's like, whatever. I'm also going to go to different countries and follow a band.
Yeah.
I think it was U2 or something.
U2, everyone's favorite
of
band.
all the bands that young teenage girls want to.
girls' favorite band, U2.
Yeah, everyone knows. Yeah,
weren't they from
fact.
weren't they around like in the 80s?
Yeah.
U2, like they're
I'm pretty sure.
Band.
Oh yeah.
They're not new.
No.
I think maybe they had like a little resurgence.
Yeah.
In the mid-aughts.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't know anything about them.
Yes.
They seem not good. I don't think I would like their sound.
I don't know. It's fine. Do you know that you've heard their songs?
I know the Hello.
That was the one I was going to get. Hello. And then I think they did "It's a Beautiful Day." Don't let it pass away. People are going to be like, wow, they need to start a band.
Is Bono in here with us
Is
right now?
Bono here?
Oh my God.
I remember specifically the South Park episode. I don't know if you've seen that. You don't watch South Park. But there was one they did about Bono needing to be so stupid. Bono needing to be number one on things.
Yeah.
Because he actually was born as a number 2, meaning he was made of shit and came to life. It was just, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's great.
You have to be number 1, and it's ridiculous and very funny.
Yeah. Props to that show for still being funny.
It's funny. I
don't know how they do it.
Oh, I know.
Family Guy's not funny.
It's hit or miss. And
anymore.
I love Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
I still laugh at it, but it's not as consistent as I think South Park is with getting them ha-has going with the ha-ha-o-meter.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Continue not watching South Park, probably.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's fine. You make your decisions.
I mean, I gave it the respect it deserves. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Watch it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't need to. Also, can I talk about... No.
Please. Let's hear it.
Can I just talk about some things while we're here?
Get it off your chest, baby.
Thank you. Finally. I've been keeping it zipped up.
I've never given you a chance to speak.
It's really frustrating.
Not that you need it. You don't need it. You don't need
I like to be silenced. Mainly, I prefer being silenced. But sometimes I'm like, I have a thing to say.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about shows, and I think one of my pet peeves is how adamant people are with forcing you to watch shows.
Yeah.
Like you with Breaking Bad. Some things I mean, you're not crazy with it, but how people are when they say, oh, yeah, blah, 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 Breaking Bad. Have you seen it? And you say, oh, no, I never got to it. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You need, I don't. I can live my whole life. I can die and be fine. And not to say it's not an excellent show. I'm not saying that. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
If I were to say, oh, yeah, I've really been meaning to watch that, then, that means that I'm letting you know. I'm informing you that I'm interested in the show. And now you're just kind of reaffirming, yes, you should watch it. It's very good.
Yes.
You've asked me, you've tried to kind of bring that information out. I've said, no, I've not seen it. And then people feel like, what?
What's wrong with you?
It's just too much.
Well, it's all we have to live for, baby. Have you seen the economy lately? I mean,
and also
what
everything.
else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Our shows are our lives.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not a big show person, though. I'm not. And you know why. Here's the thing.
You're a movie.
You're a movie
shows,
especially when there have been so many seasons, and I like a binge, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And it is nice to just kind of get in there and binge and watch as much as you want and not have to wait. But I feel like I'm really far behind, and I might binge for a little bit, and then I do other things, and I just don't come back to it.
Okay.
I've done that with so many shows. Whereas movies, hour 30 to 2 hours, get in, get out, complete. Check that off the list. There's more of a, it's more complete. It's a higher completion rate.
Okay. So when are we watching Breaking Bad?
Never. Stop. How dare you? Oh my God.
No, it's a great show.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm not trying to dispute you.
I mean, there are many shows I haven't seen. Like, I never saw The Sopranos. I know that's supposed to be pretty
people
big.
People love The Sopranos.
The Wire. People go insane when you say you haven't seen The Wire.
They lose their shit.
They act like they're in the show, like they're prisoners, and they're like, I'm gonna shank you because you haven't seen this show that's so deeply. People get their whole identity from TV shows.
I agree with that.
That's really what it comes down to. It's like, how can we relate as a human being if you haven't seen the same shows as I have? It means that we have completely different perspectives on life. We've had completely different sets of borrowed experiences. Therefore, you cannot see things the way that I see things. I think that's ultimately why people get crazy about, especially when that's kind of it, you know, they don't really do other things. They're like, oh, this is what I need. I need you to watch my show so we have the same thoughts.
You know what?
Which is fine. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was raised on TV.
Fine, everyone.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, have you seen the new Obi-Wan? It's great. Love
Very
it.
good.
I'm up on it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Here are my thoughts about that statement. I think that an easy way for us to connect is through like entertainment and the arts, movies and TV.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to find connections and then kind of go off of it. So I think that's a big part because people aren't really, not everyone, not a lot of people are great conversational-ists. So you're trying to kind of, again, find common ground, and shows and movies are kind of an easy way to get there.
Yeah.
And TV shows are even better because you got multiple seasons, baby.
Yeah.
There feels like that you can talk about multiple episodes, and people really invest because again, it's over years, and people who, when you grew up watching before streaming services were around, you were like, ooh, it's Thursday night or it's Saturday and a new episode of this. And I mean, when I used to watch Buffy, and I was thirsting for that show, new episodes coming out. So I don't know. It's a different.
Where does that name come from, Buffy? Did she work out a lot?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes Buffy.
There goes Buffy, that bitch Buffy.
Doing curls again.
There she goes. Damn, she's ripped.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got to be to fight them vampires.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
But no.
Sure. I don't know. I don't think that's, I feel like, I don't know. There was, I think you and I have talked about this, not on the pod, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it. There was originally a movie with Kristy Swanson, and she was Buffy.
Is that the OG
90s.
Buffy? Is that?
It was just a movie.
Person primarily known as Buffy.
Yeah. She originally played the part of Buffy.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who came up with the name. And I mean, I don't think I care enough to research it.
Yeah.
I think I'll
We're
forget
not
about
Googling
it.
it now, that's for sure.
Well, we don't Google anything on this show.
Yeah, no, we don't.
That's the rule. So apologies to anyone who hears something that's incorrect and is incredibly frustrated that we are not correcting ourselves, nor will we ever find out the information.
Buffy was on Charmed, right?
No, different universes.
No crossover?
No, Buffy and Angel crossover because Angel was on Buffy.
I thought Angel was on Charmed too.
No.
Where's the Buffy crossover? Someone crosses over with Buffy, right?
Buffy and Angel?
That's what I said.
Yeah, you said Charmed.
Oh, Angel's not on Charmed.
Right. Charmed is separate
crossover?
from both. No, Charmed is separate. Get that out of your mind. Charmed is separate.
Really?
Yeah.
Supernatural's not related to Charmed?
No.
Huh.
No. Yeah, I know.
There should be.
There
should be a crossover between these two shows that I've never seen.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Teen, I'm glad Supernatural.
I'm glad you have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
That's great. Good for you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I have many opinions.
I'm so proud of you for thinking about
They're
things.
all pretty great.
Yeah.
Especially
you should write them
TV.
down sometime. Show them off.
I do. You should see them.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of you.
So what's up, baby? Anything weird happened to you this week?
Anything kooky?
Anything crazy good?
I don't think so. I can barely remember what happened yesterday.
Well, I do remember we went to the dog park.
Yeah.
Recently.
Uh-huh.
And didn't something weird happen there, I thought?
Oh.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Right?
Thank you so much for refreshing my memory.
Yeah.
So in Louisville, you have to pay. There are a number of dog parks that require a fob to get in. So you have to go in and get like a little membership, which isn't expensive. I think it's like $40-$35 for one dog, and it's annual. And you have to just show, hey, my dog has had the rabies vaccine. We're good.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep, beep. And we were in the dog park, and also Fiona's a weirdo, and she just pretty much walks around the perimeter for 70% of the time eating grass.
Yeah.
Which she later vomits up in a little circle, which is fun for me.
If we have any vets out there, can you tell us what that's about?
Yeah. Can you in the comments?
We're not taking her to the vet.
No, that's
not for this.
That's too much.
Her, no.
Yes, we're
of course we take her.
Responsible.
Right?
Hello. How dare you not think we take her?
But if we can get free veterinary advice, we will take it.
We have Googled it, and we haven't found anything that has been helpful.
We will believe you on face value.
Yes, we don't need much. because we don't have time to research. We're busy.
No.
So we're there, and there's this couple, and I can just, you hear someone's calling you, and you're like, what the fuck? And I think when you hear someone trying to get your attention and not knowing it's you, I feel like there's a little part of me that's like, doesn't want to look just in case they are trying to get my attention to avoid the interaction. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be good. So some gentleman was trying to get my attention. He's like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going over there. And he's like, hey, yeah, we're trying to get it. I can't even remember how he started off this conversation, but it was essentially, yeah, I was just on the phone with the president of the dog park, and he's cool with letting me in. We don't have like the fob to get in. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'll call him if you want. How would I ever be able to verify that is the president of the dog park? Yeah. Also, I don't think there is one
in your phone.
Yeah,
your contact list.
You sound crazy right now.
It just says the president.
Yeah.
Of the dog, and there's like
of course,
little dog bone emojis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. I mean, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I mean, they had like a little dog, I think I might have been a little more skeptical if it was like a huge dog where I'm like, I don't know what your dog about to do, but it's a little dog. I don't really care that much. It's not that deep.
Right.
But then, so I was like, I kind of wanted to show, yeah, I'm cool with it. And I wanted him to know, and I'm sure he didn't think about this, that I didn't believe his bullshit story. Like, you think, oh, you called the president and it's cool. But the other thing that they said, because he was with his wife, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll let you in, whatever. They're like, oh, thank you. And she's like, our house just burned down. Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. All our possessions. And I'm like, and the first thing you decided to do was take your dog to the dog park?
Oh, she said that? I thought you said that.
No. I think she wanted to also, be a part of the combo.
Oh, okay.
She's like, also, do you want to hear this crazy thing that happened? Our house burned to the ground.
Yeah.
What?
Our fob
Why?
is fine. We just don't have it. But our house did burn down.
But our house did burn in ashes.
Yeah.
And we thought, we were kind of gloomy, so why not go to the dog park?
It's like, well, I already let you in. I don't know why you.
I don't need this information.
Guilt me letting you in. You're already in.
Yeah. And then I had to pretend to care, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh no, I definitely believe you.
Yeah.
That's definitely believable after you just told me this blatant lie initially, so you're trustworthy. And then when
Two big old lies.
They came in, and their little dog is around them, kind of running around. And our perfect baby went over there, to check,
to say hi,
just to say what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And and she's just kind of, in their dog shit a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog is standing by them, kind of like growling a little bit, which I think Fiona's like, whoa, what's up? Let's chill.
Yeah.
And they look so annoyed.
Yeah.
The audacity of my dog approaching their dog was too much. So they picked up their dog and left the area.
Because they took the little dog and they put it in the big dog area.
That's correct.
I feel like you're kind of asking for it in that situation.
Oh, and the wife wanted the husband to leave the leash on.
What?
Yeah, he was like, okay, where do we do we take off the harness? And I'm like, oh, I don't, whatever. And she's like, yeah, leave the leash on or else we'll never be able to get him. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You both are very odd to me.
I feel like I got to do my Sebastian Maniscalco voice.
Okay, do it.
To put the dog on the leash at the dog park. That was not good.
Chill.
That was the worst. Oh, it was the worst.
But you know what? I support you in your efforts.
I've done much better.
Mm-hmm.
I've done much better. That's for sure.
Well, you put yourself on the spot, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to practice. We'll come back to it.
Work on it.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, but I do love that. Like, that's the lie you go with. The president of the dog park. Yeah, who is the president of the dog? Who's
Who's the
president
of
just the dog park?
I know.
There
is a number there to
is
call.
He? You know what I think of? I think of like those, those old Sesame Street skits where you have the guy. It's like a tall guy in a suit, and then they put. I don't know. I think what they do is they put a dog is on top of him, like on his shoulders, and they put the suit on the dog. Okay. So it looks like a human being with a dog head.
Oh.
You know? He's just doing human stuff.
Sure.
But it's a dog. It's a real dog's head.
Yes, I've seen those. I've seen videos like that.
It's before CG.
Yeah, when they're like eating and stuff. And
yeah.
I know, that's fun. I really like that.
That's who I think the president of the dog park is. It's just a man. It's just a bureaucrat who is also a dog.
And not talking like a person.
No.
Hello? Hey, yeah. So I'm at the dog park and I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just, I'm trying to get someone's attention and just want to make sure. Is it okay if I go in there?
Yeah. That means, did you bring your fob?
Yeah, exactly. He could speak dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so funny. I mean, again, confirming. He said it was cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if let's say that were to happen, you would need. I think he was also alluding to the fact that he knew the president on a personal level. They were just chill buddies.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, you should have the fob. I mean, people.
It's just privilege at work yet again.
I know. Oh my God.
I know the president. It's fine.
Yeah.
Shut up.
This is a dog. Like,
it's a dog park.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Get out of here, dude.
No, I've been in. Your in should be going to Feeder Supply and getting the fob, homie.
Also, why don't you just ask? Hey, I forgot my fob.
I know that's what exactly. Sure. I would have. Yeah. I would. If you're gonna lie, that's the best one to go. Hey, I'm so sorry, I forgot my fob. Can you let us in?
Yeah.
Not. I called the president and he said it's cool. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. What does that even mean?
Very bizarre people. I think looking back on it, I mean, I wasn't going to make a big deal of it, but
no, who cares? Really?
I mean, yeah, who cares? But I could have been like, yeah, I'm not really comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And I could make up a lie. Like, I've done that in the past and it's, the dog wasn't, I don't know your dog and blah. I could be liable, but they seemed like the type of people who would cause a big old stank.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Trying to argue with you.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
You really don't. Yeah. I mean, there's so much going on in the world. Who cares?
I know.
In a dog park or not,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many things and so many things to think about and have, thoughts on. And, and I just thank the universe every day that we have, just all these great comedians out there to tell us what we should be thinking about stuff.
Oh.
Where would we be without these men, these strong, powerful men of strong moral fiber,
right? OGs of comedy,
telling dick jokes and
sure.
Just letting us know what it's all about.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I need to be told.
Yeah, I need to be told.
Yeah.
So we saw.
Yeah.
That's a great lead in.
Yeah. No. Seamless.
Yeah. We saw some of the. We got a lot of comedy news to get into.
Oh, so much comedy. Adam and I don't know if we've mentioned this before. We love comedy. Watch a lot of stand up.
This basically is a comedy podcast. I think, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day. This is what. This is our B&B, our bread and butter.
Yeah, that's right. Insightful comedic podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we saw the Ricky Gervais comedy special.
That's right.
Last week, and what'd you think about it, babe? You're a huge Ricky Gervais fan.
I wouldn't say huge, but I really like Ricky Gervais.
Okay.
I did not enjoy it. I think Ricky Gervais is very funny. His previous special I thought was very good. And, there was a little bit of preachiness. He has thoughts and opinions, and that's great. But I thought it was good. And I think he's definitely got a reputation for stirring up trouble.
Yeah.
But he said before, I think he really isn't he just there's comedy in the controversy, and he's not. He said before, I really don't want to offend people. It's all, comedy is like that. It can be controversial. And I believe that to some extent. You and I have had this discussion about, taking a joke too far and what does that mean and what's acceptable. And I think what we can we can agree on ultimately is that it has to be funny. Right? Like
be funny.
To be controversial just for controversy's sake without an actual good joke is not funny.
If it ain't funny,
it ain't funny.
Don't get my money.
That's right.
Honey.
That's what we say, honey. Ooh, okay.
Did you like that?
That was great. I love it when you rhyme.
I tell you who's really funny is there used to be this like pawn shop commercial that used to air locally, and it was this old like black dude. He kind of looks like Red Fox, you know. Mm-hmm. And his catchphrase was money, honey. He's like, come on down here and get your money, honey. Aww. Every single commercial is like, you need got a guitar? Come on down, trade it in, and get you some money, honey, and money for your honey.
Oh.
And I can't think about the word money anymore without thinking honey.
Sure. Hand in hand.
And I just wish I knew where that guy is.
I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing well.
Do you think he got his money, honey?
You know, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say.
You got my money, honey. That's for sure.
That's right. In your mind. But just to
anyway,
circle back to Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, let's circle.
So Adam wasn't enthused in watching the special. I said, you can go fuck yourself. We're watching it.
I never thought that guy was funny.
I know you were never into it, but
I'm trying to be a hater, but
yeah, I know you were never into it, but I wanted to watch it, so we started it, and it was so. Mm-hmm. It's just preachy. It was immediately. I think he immediately got into like trans jokes and just and it's so it's like, what are we doing here? It's played out, and there's so much things are different than they used to be, so I don't like it. Okay, now people think about things and that's different. I'm like, what? Shut up.
I wonder, do you think people closer to his age actually think that's funny?
I don't know. I think people definitely think it's funny. I think they think it's, it's crazy. What is it about? Because I think he's also trying to make jokes about it and, take a stance on things. But also I think that he's trying to say it's fine. Like he's not trying to be hateful, but it's just not funny. What it comes down to is I'm watching a comedy special. And it's not funny. It just feels like it's this entitled dude trying to let me know what life's about and not being funny about it.
Yeah.
And I hate that. And I do think he's very funny. We couldn't get through. I think we got to like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah. We were like, we can't.
Christina P. too. She sucks.
That was
she's so not funny.
Bad. I don't think she's funny.
She's not funny at all.
Yeah. She's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle, don't
she
think
makes
he's
me
funny.
uncomfortable. He used to be so funny. Everyone says that back in the day. Obviously Chappelle's show, but his old stand-up was super funny.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember when he came back. I think the first special was like okay. There was a couple good ones, and then it just got worse.
Yeah. What sucks is like, I'll watch him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And there might be one little thing there, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, a little chuckle.
And it really upsets me because it's like, it's still there.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just not what it used to be. And I wonder, do you think that's just getting older? Is that part of it, you think?
Yeah, I think
just losing the sauce?
Yes, and I think you and I have talked about this with a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
The bigger you get, the more famous you become, the less work you need to do because there's so many yes men around you, yes people, and it's hard
yes persons.
That's correct, inclusive.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to get a good gauge on what is funny because everyone's so up your ass and, probably reinforce, the echo chamber, reinforcing everything you're saying or backing you, and this is funny that you're so smart, whatever, attaboy. And it's just, I think it just makes them worse.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to work for it like you would if you were like, starting out.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think they lose it as they get.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on there because it's like these guys that get big and it's like they don't know how to be funny anymore. So they're like, oh, I'll just become a thought leader.
Yeah.
It's like my name is big enough that if I say things, people will care.
Yes.
For some reason. And then they'll say a thing and then they'll just get what we call a clapter. in the biz.
Yes.
You know, where it's like they're not really laughing. They're just like, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Ugh, there's nothing worse than that. If I see that, I immediately
You're
have to turn it
done.
off. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
You know, I think that there is, and I think that some of them probably feel like they have some kind of moral obligation to share their insight, as though, yeah, you know, this is how it is. Not to say people need to follow it, but almost to say, I have this information and you're welcome. I'm sharing it. But it's in such this entitled, pretentious way that I think most people,
it's like, look at my opinion.
I just vomited all over the floor now. You made me vomit.
You just vomited all over Bo Burnham's career.
Oh my God. Can I say something about Bo Burnham?
Oh, okay. Please. So, I didn't know you had I didn't know you had new Burnham.
I got new Burnham.
Okay.
So I have been a fan of Burnham, Bo Burnham, since he was on YouTube, like forever ago.
OG days.
And I watched like some of his sketches and the songs, and I thought he was very funny.
Woo.
And just kind of watching him come up and doing, getting into music. And he was in, I think, Funny People. He had like a little starring role there.
Was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in it. So, and I've, his specials, I really liked them. And even the latest one that Adam first off,
for literally all of the reasons that we just outlined,
I did not
why I don't
want you to watch it with me, because I knew you wouldn't like it, and that would thus make me not enjoy it, because I'd be thinking about how much you hate it. This man, can I just say, we start watching it, this man has like a pillow in front of him to try and hide that he's on his phone, and I look over and I'm like, we don't have to watch this, and he's like, okay.
Oh, it's a sad white man in a room, and he's got a girl beard because he's lonely.
And I'm of the mind, we all, it's relative. We all have, he mentioned, which I thought was so great, how, dealing with anxiety and having a panic attack at a show and dealing with that. And I thought it was really great, powerful. I cried, awesome, all about it. So I'm on TikTok, on the talk, and this is, of course, all hearsay, but I think there's, so this young woman, who is black, and it's relevant to the story, very relevant. She's at one of his shows, and I guess at one point he goes, "Where's the black person in here?" Legit says that, because I'm sure the majority of his audiences are white. Yeah. And then I guess her friends, I think she was in college, her friends were like, "She's a blah, blah, blah." Oh no. And you actually might think this is funny, because you're sometimes a little awful. And points her out, and he said, "Oh, I've always wanted to have a black girlfriend, so when we 69 it could be like yin and yang kind of thing." And and then throughout, and he learned her name, and throughout the whole show he kept referring back to her like, "Oh, is that okay?" I can't remember what her name was. And of course she's uncomfortable, and then she goes back, and on campus the rest of the year it's just people calling her yin yang. And I mean, just there you go. And just making her super uncomfortable. Obviously, I guess he had some song where he was referencing like being like a slave owner and like kissing the slaves on the lips, or some joke about that. I mean, I think that this, and kind of goes with a lot of comedians, and this kind of idea of white feminism and white and talking about inclusivity, but not really including everyone. And he's joked about his perspective of like, I'm just some white dude talking about it, and people think, oh, he's so self-aware, but it seems like he's still acting, there's still a superiority there that he thinks maybe he can get away with when we talk about people of color, maybe specifically women of color, specifically black women, or black people in general. So again, I don't have any other evidence or any other comments about it or know what the situation is, but that was very troubling to me.
Interesting. I wonder what some of our pro Burnham fans would think about that.
I know. I don't know who's heard about it, because every celebrity has got some dirt.
Oh yeah.
There's always something not great. But
you got to crack a few eggs.
Yeah. And we've talked about this. Not everyone is fully good. Not everyone is full bad. Like, people are complicated. there's they're complex. There's a lot to them. So
it's a lot to them.
But I also feel like there's, you learn stuff and you're like,
so does that make you like or dislike Bo Burnham more?
Oh, I mean, obviously it makes me dislike him more. Okay. I'm not saying I'm completely writing him off, but I'm
so you didn't like
more
the joke.
Suspicious. No, I thought it was not appropriate for him to just single this woman out and just joke about it. And clearly, I guess he's done this to other black people. I don't know if they were women specifically.
Yeah.
But it's just like the discomfort of already, making this person who is in, I guess, the majority white school even more uncomfortable and felt, an otherness.
Yeah.
So I think there's something like really fucked up about that. For him to be like, where's the black person here?
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like it. Gives me the ick.
Yeah. Something about like liberal white dudes that are like, no, I'm on your side. It's cool.
And white women. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you can talk about that too. There's a lot of issues with it.
Yeah. Just can't win. You can't say anything. You can't say anything.
I think this is what I think.
Yeah, you can. You can't say anything. I think actually. That fun fact.
The important thing is that you do the best with the information you have.
Yeah.
You try to educate yourself as best you can and take responsibility for your actions and your part in things.
Okay.
And that's all you can do, right? Yeah. And I feel like as we learn more, we grow, we get better. I think there are some things that, again, people can change and they grow, but there's some things that I think like I would never do that.
Like what?
Like be openly racist to someone and be hateful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Probably wouldn't.
I feel like that's, and that again could come from upbringing and what's acceptable and what you've seen, and that's a whole other discussion. But I don't know. Somebody saying something that maybe wasn't appropriate and learning from it. I think we need to be kind in, understanding that people are learning. Yeah. But I also think people need to be aware and when someone tells them, hey, you did this thing that's offensive, you don't get to tell them that it's not.
Right.
That's not how it works. That's, if someone
Louis
says...
C.K. said that. He said, hey, just because I say something... Wait, no. What he said was...
Yeah, let's call Louis C.K. Cosby.
It's very... he's like, just because you don't think you said something that hurt me doesn't mean it didn't hurt me.
Right.
You don't get to decide what makes me feel not good.
Correct.
That you say.
Right.
You still should take responsibility.
Exactly. If a black person came up to me and they said, hey, this thing was offensive, I don't get to say, no, it wasn't.
Right. No.
I have to say, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me be better. Let me do better. And nobody... Oh, you're not owed forgiveness from anyone. You just can be better. You don't need to sit here and try to like, oh, is this okay? Is this okay? You just have to do better. And that person gets to choose whether they forgive you, what they think of you. That's none of your business. But if someone tells you that you did something hurtful, you just have to, do your best, apologize, learn from it, and move on. I think a lot of the things I see from a lot of black creators on TikTok, that there's a lot of like frustration around white people being like, hey, hey, token black person that's in my squad, can I do this? Is this okay? Which is like, people don't want to have to constantly be like, is this okay? Is this okay? Right. I get having questions and being reassured, whatever. But I think that all you can do is educate yourself as best as possible. Be aware of how you are, and maybe I don't know, just try your best to constantly have to ask someone. That what a pain in the ass if someone was just hey, is this can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this?
Yeah.
Exhausting. Yeah. Like now I have to fucking educate you. I have to deal with the racism and the oppression, and now I have to teach you. Fuck you.
Hate it.
Hate it
so much.
Comedy.
Yeah, I think, comedians, when they can't be funny, I think they try to be shocking instead.
Agreed. Yes.
They fall back on that.
Yes.
And it's not great. But you know, it is what it is. We saw the Norm Macdonald special also. Boy, there was a dark moment there. We were like 10 minutes in and we're like, oh, we can't turn this off.
Yeah, it felt disrespectful. We tuned out a lot of it. There were some, you know, little funny parts, I guess, but
it's hard. You can't do a special without an audience, I think.
I mean, know.
Extenuating circumstances, right? Obviously.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would have wanted
there.
it to be different, but
oh yeah.
You know, so we had to sit through it. I mean, we out of respect for the
out
norm.
of respect.
Casino. It's my Norm Macdonald impression.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of
you got a lot of Norm. You got a lot of Norm comedy in you that slipped in there. A lot of you do that a lot. Well,
you got a lot of comedians out there. I gotta say this about that, and turns out you don't. Your impressions are so good. Thank you. So good. They're pretty good. They're pretty on par.
They're pretty solid.
So we're no longer fans of comedy. That's what we're saying.
Comedy is dead to us.
Comedy's dead.
I'd rather not laugh ever again in my life.
Yeah, it really is hard though. Like when you've seen as much comedy as like you and I have, it's almost like watching like a ton of horror movies. You know, it's like
which
you're
I've also done.
desensitized to the gore, and it's like you really need to see some crazy shit,
right,
to get any sort of reaction out of it. That's why I like Tim Dillon.
No, I don't agree with that. There.
Well, I'm okay. Well, I'm speaking for me.
You speak for yourself. You speak for you.
Yeah, I mean, you really have. It really has to be, and I'm not saying necessarily dark per se. I just mean it needs to be something that I haven't seen before. And something that resonates with me. You know, I mean, people change, the world changes, comedy has to change with it. You know, it's a constantly rotating, situation.
Mm-hmm.
Situation.
Right. I agree with that. I think that, I don't know. My thing is, if I had to, I'm partial to relatable comedy. Yeah. I think it's funny when.
You like it when comedy's relatable?
I think it's just like pointing stuff out that we're all thinking, and it's like, this is fucking wild. Yeah. That having like a story that's bonkers and then, riffing off of that is funny to me. Mm-hmm. I think that I get lost when it's just, again, shocking, to be shocking for being shocking's sake, I guess. Yeah. Just trying to say some crazy shit and being like, blah, whatever, blah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I also just don't like it when it turns into, again, this just preachy. You know what's funny though? I feel I'm going to stop myself because,
hold that thought.
Hold it up. I cannot remember her name right now.
Who?
She did. I'll
think of it.
She's a lesbian and.
Tig Notaro.
No, love Tig Notaro.
Wanda Sykes.
No, she did.
Amy Schumer.
She did that. No, she did that special that everyone loved, and it was that one word name, and I cannot believe I can't remember her name.
Oh, Lynette.
Lynette.
Or is it is it Nanette?
Nanette. It's Nanette.
It's Nanette.
And I'm sure people are listening to this. And like, and I'm so bad I can't remember her name. So she also did I wouldn't even say it's preachy. She really reflected on her own experience, and I respected that. It wasn't just like people are like this. It's just that this happens and this is fucked up. And I loved that. So I can't completely say that I can disregard that kind of comedic take, because I did enjoy that. I thought that was real and good, and she had funny parts. But for the most part, I kind of
more of a monologue though. Really, I mean,
I think that's appropriate. Approps.
I think we should normalize monologues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why does everyone with a monologue have to be a comedian? Yeah. I feel like 90% of people out there with a Netflix comedy special are just monologuing.
Yeah, they be logging.
I think that's the problem. We need to just separate these into new categories. Mm-hmm. Be like, look, if you're we'll create a new metric, LPM, laughs per minute. If your LPMs are like down to like a 2 or like a 1 even, like monologue, boom, you're a monologuist.
Yes.
Monoledian.
I don't know. I think whatever works for some, but I agree with that. I think that that's kind of we're evolving into that more than just joke. Like, I love John Mulaney. I like Dimitri Martin.
Mulaney's great.
Nick Swardson.
Saw him at the Yum Center recently.
So funny.
Killed it.
He is, I mean, he's a genius. And I know that's a lot. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's great.
I think another thing is, and when you're a comedian, there's so much pressure to be funny, just chilling and being cash. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But what's frustrating, I think, if you see, like, if interviews, or I don't know, if you're seeing a comedian in some kind of sketch, or they're just chatting, if they're relying on bits the whole time that they've probably used in the special, it's like, okay, I'm over it. Where John Mulaney, I mean, he's just naturally funny. I've heard him on podcasts. Mm-hmm. I've seen interviews. I mean, he's just so funny. His timing,
he's great.
His jokes, he's so incredibly funny.
Yeah.
I love him.
Can't disagree with anything you're saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, like who you like, but, and everyone, it's, again, comedy's so subjective. So, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm sure someone thinks Bo Burnham's funny. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I do think he's funny. It's just now I'm realizing, is everyone problematic? Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his take is. I don't know.
If you're gonna be an artist, you gotta have the freedom to be controversial.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right. People are so sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people get so out of touch with the world and with society. They just say shit and hope it sticks. Yeah,
and then just get annoyed with the backlash, and which sometimes it's like, what? Everyone's gonna be pissed about something.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think that you're not going to please everyone. People are going to be bitching about things, but there's also a level of awareness maybe to keep to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you got to apologize for everything, but when do you lose that je ne sais quoi?
Who could say? Donnell Rawlings is killing it today still, though. He's so funny.
Hey-o.
He's so funny. He's funny.
Funny.
He's funnier than Chappelle. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
At this point, he is way funnier than Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dave Chappelle isn't funny anymore.
They need to give Donnell Rawlings a show.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
They should.
Yeah.
He is funny. Yeah. You showed me his stand-up, and I was here for it.
Yeah. Speaking of not funny.
Oh.
Got a real serious. Not funny. Got a real serious issue to take up with you guys, okay?
Ooh.
Okay, guys. Not cool, man.
The listener.
So I was flipping through Apple Podcast reviews of our show.
Yeah.
First of all, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get this shit going, dude. I mean, come on. We gotta
what
eat.
are we doing here?
I mean,
we're
starving. I haven't paid a phone bill in months.
Yeah. It's not even on. It's a paperweight at this point. And you connect to Wi-Fi, you play your Candy Crush.
Yeah. It's an iPod Touch at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, so I was looking at reviews, and first of all, astounded that we even have reviews right now.
Yes, thank you.
A couple of people actually wrote some reviews for us, which
very
was
positive,
very sweet, so
very
nice of you
sweet.
guys.
Thank you.
We
love you.
Please reach out, and maybe we'll give you a shout out or something.
Yeah, that's what they're dying for.
I'll give you a big thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, I would like that.
Good job.
That's fun.
But somehow we already have 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
We have, I think last time I checked, we had two people decided to give us a 1-star out of the 30 of you that have listened to us. 2 of you have given us. Who are you?
Who are you?
That's what I want to know.
I feel like those people aren't, I mean, unless they're hate listening to us at this point.
Yeah.
I think
it's gotta be right.
We discussed this. I mean, I'm assuming. I think either this is, I don't know. This is narcissistic of me maybe to say it's clearly not the content of the podcast.
Yeah.
We think, obviously that's solid.
Yeah. Of course.
We think that there's discussion of an enemy. There's discussion of somebody who has a personal vendetta.
Someone's
and
trying
wants
to
see our failure. That is what it is.
Yeah.
And we were discussing who has more enemies. I think it's me.
You think it's you? Why do you think that? Why do you think
I
you
know
have
more
enemies than
people.
me? Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I've traveled. I went to boarding school. I'm a chatty Cathy. Chat. I don't know. I'm making
so delightful.
A broad statement.
Who wouldn't like you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I
What's
think.
there to not love?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's just you lose touch with people. I could give you some instances. We don't need to get into it. We don't need to hash it out completely, but you lose touch or someone's annoyed with something. I don't think there's anything I've done that, that a friendship has ended or somebody doesn't like me for that I could say, yeah, that was really awful.
Yeah.
I don't think that I can think of an instance where there's something that I think I could have acted better on maybe.
Okay.
But nothing so terrible that I would warrant a 1-star review.
Yeah. Also what you couldn't think of a better way to to best one of us,
Yeah.
You couldn't have thrown feces at our door.
That's preferable.
That'd be cool.
That'd be crazy.
Be pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't want that either. That all sounds bad. Just live in your misery somewhere else, sir, madame. Yeah, I don't know. I
wish
mean,
I knew who it was. Please tell
so
if you're listening to this and it was you. Please, I just want to know.
I just want to know.
Who would do that? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I do have enemies.
Sure. You do have some enemies.
I've burned some bridges.
Yeah. Sometimes
I burned a couple bridges.
Listen, I got to tell all the listeners out there, sometimes you got to burn a bridge. Sometimes the other side of that bridge is an unhealthy, toxic relationship and you got to burn that shit.
Many times your own mental well-being is much more important than a bridge.
Yeah, I think as you get older, you realize, I don't need to be friends with this person, or I don't need to talk to all of my family.
Or most people, really.
Right.
I don't need to talk to most people. I just feel like, especially as you get older, it's like you got a couple of people you talk to and everyone else, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not. I think we think it's a numbers game. And I think this society is cultivating that with social media and likes and whatever. But in the end, it doesn't really mean anything unless you have those meaningful connections.
Yeah.
And I think regardless of how many maybe acquaintances or people you're connected with, and not to say you can't have multiple friends who are lovely.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that you only have there's only a few very meaningful, deep relationships of people that you would talk to anytime and you are just obsessed with.
Yeah.
I really think I only have, I'm not going to put the number out there.
Don't put the number.
But it's small.
Yeah, you're going to jinx it.
Yeah, people are like, am I in there?
Yeah.
All of the people.
Definitely all my exes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely they all hate me.
Yeah.
And
do any of them follow you on IG? Would any of them
I
know?
Don't know.
Yeah, because I think that's my thing. Unless I don't know how people who are connected with us. I think maybe there are people who don't like me that follow. Oh my God.
Excuse you. Oh my gosh.
Somebody is cursing me right now.
Yeah.
I think there are, I can't think of anyone who follows me on Instagram because that's where I posted listening to, or maybe someone I know told someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
So but I guess there's other ways of connecting based, word of mouth. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say, but there are ways that our enemies would get a hold of the information that this podcast exists.
I'll tell you what's really exciting to me, the idea that two completely random strangers just happened to discover our podcast and was like, this is not for me.
Not only is this not for me, but I hate it so much that I'm rating it 1 star.
That almost brings me hope because it's like, I cannot believe this podcast made it to people who aren't friends with me on Facebook.
I know. I think that's
the real dream right there.
I kind of can't believe it. I look at this podcast as a little pocket of us just chatting.
Yeah.
Just chatting it up.
Chatting.
Chatting it up. And I can't even imagine people, other strangers listening to it, and let alone maybe being in other parts of the country and or the world. That's a wild thought too.
Very crazy.
Yeah. Which if you are, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Truly appreciate it.
Hey, you know what they say? You got to thank the haters as much as your fans.
Yeah.
Because it's all attention at the end of the day. It's all eyeballs.
All the balls.
We need all the balls.
Yeah, that's right. That's all we want.
Speaking of which, before we head out, there's one more thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
And
bring it up.
This is a Kentucky Fried podcast. Wait a minute. Actually, hang on. Let's take that back because I think that is a brand of podcasting.
Okay.
I think Kentucky Fried blah blah
blah. All right,
blah.
nix it.
I think that is a thing. So that's not us. But we are from Kentucky.
Well, I'm not from Kentucky.
This podcast is
okay.
born and produced
in KY. Okay.
We're like Jack Harlow. We're basically Jack Harlow.
Yeah, we're Jack Harlow, as we collectively are Jack Harlow.
And there's just one thing I wanted to take note of to maybe, get in your noodle here as we leave for the week. I was watching TikTok for hours upon end, as I usually do, and I came across a TikTok. It was a repurposed ad for KFC, and I couldn't tell if it was real or not. I was very convinced that it was real. And it was John Goodman playing the Colonel, and it was celebrating Pride Month, and
which is this month.
Hey, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
To all you gays out there.
Ayo.
We love
and
the gays.
Other queers, LGBTQ+.
Yeah. And as the Colonel, John Goodman says, we just want y'all to know that we here at KFC love the gays. In fact, I might even be gay. And then,
that was great.
And that's pretty much the ad, It's like, come get our chicken. It's the gayest chicken.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so crazy because I'm like, there's no way that's real.
Yeah.
No way that's real. But also part of me is like, that's real, right?
Yeah. You showed it to me and I was like, I thought that the John Goodman part was real, and then the after voiceover of the gay chicken.
Yeah.
I thought that was a joke, they edited it.
Okay.
And then you revealed to me.
So apparently, and I don't know how, I feel like I did see this, maybe I just forgot about it. But that came out in 2012. That was a Funny or Die parody video. But what I find so fascinating about that is shortly after that video came out is when KFC started their thing of having celebrities portray the Colonel. It started with Daryl Hammond in 2015, and they had Norm Macdonald do it. They had Peter Weller.
Did they have Reba do it at one point?
They did have Reba. Yes, they did. Which
is hilarious.
Love Reba.
Love
Single mom
Reba.
that works too hard.
That works two jobs.
Works too hard.
Oh.
Don't test me on the lyrics, okay?
What is it?
A single mom who works too hard.
Okay.
Who loves her kids and never stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
She's a survivor.
Yep, true.
So, it's interesting to me. I feel like, I wonder if maybe KFC saw that video and that has been influencing their marketing strategy for the last 5 years.
They're like, people love this.
Because it was funny and it was great.
Agreed.
And it was he killed it. I mean, I would love to see John Goodman as the
also
as the
love John Goodman.
But it's almost like this weird little inception where this video has potentially influenced so much that it's wrapped around, and now it looks like a real KFC commercial because now in 2022, especially in Pride Month, such a big topic right now is corporations commercially pandering to minorities.
I think they call it rainbow washing.
People in the LGBT community. And so now that KFC has established this precedent of obtaining celebrities to portray the Colonel, it actually seems so much more realistic today that KFC commercial would exist. Yeah. That there would be a John Goodman portraying a Colonel. Yeah. Saying how much he loves the gays. Sure. And that you should buy his chicken. Yeah. That sounds like a commercial that would get greenlit.
Yes.
Run it. Perfect.
Yeah.
We love the gays.
Brands are getting feisty.
It's just such a mind fuck.
Yeah, I know. That blew you away.
This 10-year-old video now seems like a real commercial today.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Things change.
Yeah.
I know.
And they're getting better every day.
That's right. That's right. Tell them.
All right, baby. We're going to head out here.
Okay. Where are we going?
You have a fantastic week. Oh. I'm about to tell you. We're going to bed.
All right. It's not enough time.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.